I think in wine I could get. Oh, it's been a hard year. We should have a beer. Maybe just 2 or 3. Something to free we. And it feel like they lock we out the dance. And we by the gate waiting for a chance. Oh, strain. Good times are back again. Wine and lose the chain. Time to free up. We just hit the bar. Bottles are rum and a few chaser. Don't want us to sing around the partner. So if you come to party, don't stand up, baby. Cause your friend them whining and looking crazy. I want you reset, reset. Wine up until you wet. Reset, reset. Give me all the wine I could get. If you come to party, don't stand up, lady. Soca music jamming, you looking lazy. I want you reset, reset. Wine up until you wet. Reset, reset. Give me all the wine I could get. I hear tourists back in town. Fresh water just touched down. This is where you belong. It's okay to drink strong. It feel better with a beauty by your side. Yeah. Tonight we going out. Girl, let me take a ride. Party. Fete until we burn. Dance until it done. Pass the glass of rum. Your wine and bounces. It's like your waistline increase. Reset and release, girl. It's time to disturb the peace. So if you come to party, don't stand up, baby. Cause your friend them whining and looking crazy. I want you reset, reset. Wine up until you wet. Reset, reset. Give me all the wine I could get. If you come to party, don't stand up, lady. Soca music jamming, you looking lazy. I want you reset, reset. Wine up until you wet. Reset, reset. Give me all
This is the voice of Teddy Marcel.
reset and release.
Good morning to Nicole Sparks.
Little piece, girl.
Good morning to Joe Bruce. Good morning to Diane Cox. Ronnie Ford. Good morning. Teresa Morris.
Mama, give
How's London this morning?
this girl.
Reset and release.
It's called Reset. Start over again.
Hey, hey.
On the heels of Zachary Ransom.
Reset.
Congrats again, Zachary boy. Keep it up, keep it up. Next time you might drop
What?
on the top.
No good get.
God bless you.
Tens.
21 minutes after 8 o'clock. Going to take a short break right now and come back with more right here atop your dial. Keep it locked.
Start the week right. Join us every Monday for Wellness Mondays. We'll help you be the best you can be, body, soul, and spirit. Wellness Mondays, only on WAC 90.1 FM.
The Queen Terry Lion presents I Am Lion, the concert, November 20th, 2022. Naparimo Pole. Get ready for Calypso, Soca, and Pan.
Music got me jumping, music got me whining.
Your Kaiso stars, Crow, Brian London, Shamika, and Queen Terry Lion.
They walk in. Watch them.
Representing Soca, Dev, Pretty, College Boy Jesse, Karine Ashe, Super Beat,
Friday, match up the place. Friday, in front of
and lots more. Look out for a special pan presentation by Joshua Robello, the tribute to Black Stalin and Black. I Am Lion, the concert is part of San Fernando City Week celebration. Get your adult tickets for $200, kids $100. Get those tickets now at Des Barbershop, WAC 90.1 FM Radio, Coffee Street, San Fernando. Lyra Styles, Arlene Mall, Port of Spain. Lawrence Fashion, Barataria. Ticket hotline 735-8921. I Am Lion, the concert, Sunday, November 20th. See you there.
What's my name?
Hurry up, the boat is here. Trinidad, the wait is finally over. French for Life Trinidad Style presents the first annual boat ride. It's Soca Parade. You're getting all kind of soca tunes on the water. We'll be sailing on the Sea Champion, sailing from the King's Wharf, San Fernando on December the 3rd, 2022. Boarding time, 11 a.m. sharp. Sailing time is from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. The boat will be leaving at 12 p.m. on time. Music by DJ Caption from Wack Radio. Guest DJ Retro. Live entertainment by Own Oscar B and Valentino King from Aruba. Ticket prices $200 TT or $35 US. For ticket information, please contact Ronald Broco in Trinidad, 868-794-4936. Or Dennis Jackson in New York, USA, 646-247-2393. And I want to remember y'all something about we are not responsible for any latecomers that did not get on the boat. Friends for Life, Trinidad style.
Experience 5 of the most powerful antioxidants in one nutritional product. Introducing Lviv from Addis, the power of a drink in a bottle. Mangosteen, noni, acai berry, goji berry, and pomegranate. Boosts immune system, increases stamina, boosts libido, improves sleep, flush toxins, control inflammation and arthritis, decrease harmful free radicals, the cause of aging. This product has not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Place your orders at 362-8382. Tuning Mondays at 12:15 p.m. for Health Matters only on WAC 90.1 FM.
The time is 8:25, in case you're wondering what the time is. 35 minutes to 9 o'clock. And Atlee's Restaurant and Lounge presents their second annual Parang Brunch on Sunday, 20th of November, 2022 from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. featuring Fuego Caribino and a special guest, Blackie. DJs, Mr. Desmond and Bass 2. Admission $150. Tickets available at Atlee's Prince Charles Street and Sion's on Royal Road in San Fernando. Now, right now, I'm going to give you my picket for today.
New music first on the True Nation Station, 90.1 FM, WAC Radio.
This Christmas in settlement, we doing it different. We don't want to make no row. We eating down a pork chow. Bring the pork chow. We eating pork chow. Down a pork chow with I man. Bring the pork chow. We eating pork chow. Down a pork chow we drinking. Bring the pork chow. Down a pork chow. We eating pork chow. Down a pork chow. When you see you preparing, put in your green seasoning, and then you fry it up. Put in the pine to top up. Bring the pork chow. We eating pork chow. Down a pork chow with I man. Bring the pork chow. We eating pork chow. Down a pork chow we drinking. Bring the pork chow. Down a pork chow. We eating pork chow. Down a pork chow. When you eating your pastel or drinking your sorrel or even ginger beer, the pork chow must be there. Bring the pork chow. We eating pork chow. Down a pork chow with I man. Bring the pork chow. We eating pork chow. Down a pork chow we drinking.
New music first on the True Nation Station, 90.1 FM, WAC Radio.
This Christmas in settlement, make no row. We eating Dana pork chow. Bring the pork chow. We eating pork chow. Dana pork chow with I made. Bring the pork chow. We eating pork chow. Dana pork chow we drinking. Bring the pork chow. Dana pork chow. We eating pork chow. Dana pork chow. When you see you preparing, put in your green seasoning, and then you fry it up. Put in the pine to top up. Bring the pork chow. We eating pork chow. Dana pork chow we I made. Bring the pork chow. We eating pork chow. Dana pork chow we drinking. Bring the pork chow. Dana pork chow. We eating pork chow. Dana pork chow. When you eating your pastel, or drinking your sorrel, or even ginger beer, the pork chow must be there. Bring the pork chow. We eating pork chow. Dana pork chow with I made. Bring the pork chow. We eating pork chow. Dana pork chow we drinking. Bring the pork chow. Dana pork chow. We eating pork chow. Dana pork chow. In the salon by Corey, it's pork chow they serving me. Before he cut me hair, the pork chow must be there. Bring the pork chow. We eating pork chow. Dana pork chow with I made. Bring the pork chow. We eating pork chow. Dana pork chow we drinking. Bring the pork chow. Dana pork chow. We eating pork chow. Dana pork chow. This Christmas in settlement, we doing it different. We don't want to make no row. We eating Dana pork chow. Bring me pork chow. We eating pork chow. Dana pork chow we I made. Bring me pork chow. We eating pork chow. Dana pork chow we drinking. Bring me pork chow. Dana pork chow. We eating.
What's going on?
We're here for you. Pan, Kaizo, Soka. No one does it like WAC 90.1 FM, the culture crazy station.
Bollywood, meet Bollywood. 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 And every gal come, gal no sticky, gal no sticky. Pine on with the whole thing. Pine on me, gal no sticky, gal no sticky. Pine on with the whole thing. Pine on me, gal no sticky. Back it up, pine on me, gal no sticky. Back it up, pine on me, gal no sticky. Back it up now. Swap your every beat in a 40. Here be girl, if you are mix up, we can fix up and no fix up, and maybe after the after party, come take me number, we are feeling pop. Gal no sticky, pine on with the whole thing. Pine on me, gal no sticky, pine on with the whole thing. Pine on me, gal no sticky. Back it up, pine on me, gal no sticky. Back it up, pine on me, gal no sticky. Back it up now, swap your every beat in a 40.
Okay, it's now 8:32. We're supposed to be having an interview this morning with Miss Katian Elbourne, General Manager of Nursing Services at Swara. All right, and we're going to be discussing influenza. Good morning, Miss Elbourne. Hello, you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Morning. I'm using my phone, so
all right, no problem. So
it
how
was a little
things?
challenge there.
How things with you this morning?
Oh, things are fine.
All right. So, well, influenza.
Hmm.
I mean, how critical this is in the world right now. So, what information you have for us as it relates to the symptoms of influenza? And you all supposed to have an inoculation program, right? Starting soon, or it already started?
But actually, that has started,
Hmm.
and I must say we had a good um, acceptance
Right.
of the influenza vaccine. But to getting into the signs and the symptoms,
Hmm.
influenza and the common cold are sometimes create cause for confusion because persons may not want, they may wonder, do I have the common cold? Do I have influenza? Um, these symptoms are similar. So, with a common cold, you have the typical runny nose, sore throat, you have body aches, you have sneezing, and fever. But it is mild and it would come on gradually. Influenza, on the other hand, it hits you like a ton of bricks, so to speak. It
Right.
hits hard, comes on suddenly.
Hmm.
And the symptoms would be similar in terms of, yes, you have a fever, but the fever would be higher,
Hmm.
going above the range of 38 degrees Celsius. You have muscle aches causing lethargy, sense of lethargy. That is where you have that feeling of tiredness. You have severe headaches. You have a persistent cough. Your lungs are compromised. You have a lot of sinus congestion, chills. So those are some of the things that comes on with influenza that sets it apart from just the common cold. And even in addition to that, you find the common cold would last for about 10 days
Right.
as compared to influenza that could go on for as much as 3 weeks. And your common cold comes about from a number over 200 viruses cause the common cold. So you have your coronaviruses, you have your rhinoviruses, enteroviruses, a number of different viruses that cause the common cold. But with influenza, it's caused by the influenza virus.
Right.
And there are there are what we call different types
Hmm.
where you have, and most people will relate to it in terms of H1N1 because you hear that regularly. So that is one of the type. So you have type A and type B in terms of the influenza, and then you have the H1N1, and we even have one that is called H3N2.
Right.
So these are the types that are typically found in your influenza virus.
H1N1, swine flu, right?
All these different names that they get, yes.
Right. 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 I don't know. Sometimes, out as we would say, out on the streets. Let's say someone goes to the doctor and they were diagnosed with influenza, and they come back home, and your friends or your partners tell you, "Hey, I ain't see you a long time. Or you inside, so boy." We will say, "Boy, I have influenza," and because of misinformation, some people say influenza is the common cold you have, man. People do their own
Yeah.
street diagnosis and not knowing that there's really a huge difference with
Yes, there's.
the common cold and just having influenza. How does in terms of the spread of influenza, right? Could you tell us about um, the risk groups and how influenza is spread, or how we could avoid it from being from spreading?
Well, in terms of spreading, you have to follow the same trend as for any virus. Contact, improper hand washing techniques. It goes with what we have been doing all the time, proper sanitizing, your infection control practices. So you must wash your hands, which is key because, the hands tend to carry most of the germs. And mask wearing, believe it or not, helps in controlling the spread. Now, if I am permitted to share with you,
Mm-hmm.
um, I had cause to go. This is long before the pandemic and all of that came on stream. And I had cause to go to Japan.
Right.
Uh, and when I got there, I was wondering, did I land into something? Because, I saw persons wearing masks, but then I saw people who didn't have on any. And I was wondering, well, what is happening here? So I asked the question, and they told me, they say, oh no, once persons have the cold or the flu, they wear a mask. So this is some of the mechanisms by which we can stop the spread. So wearing the mask is just simply you protecting other persons from contracting your bug, so to speak. Because if you sneeze, a sneeze has far-reaching effects, and all those viruses are now they're floating in the atmosphere. Anybody else can contract it, but if you sneeze with a mask on, you contain it to just you. Yes.
Wow. And in terms of wearing masks, um, the designer masks that people wear, right? How often do you recommend that one change a mask after wearing?
Well, you're supposed to change your mask on a daily basis. Yeah.
So it's
You,
almost
so, yeah, every day you wash those masks and things because it's not something that you wear for the whole week without washing. Oh, come and think of it.
boy. I've seen some
And
situations, huh? Trust me.
no, and then the other mask, which is more the medical type, of course, those are disposable. It's a one-time use and you throw it away. That too is not to be used over and over again.
All right. Is there a stipulated amount of hours that you would use disposable mask for?
Um, in terms of hours, it depends on where you are at the time. I would say if it is you are making 8 hours, at least have two that you could interchange.
Right.
Um, other than that, most people wouldn't have to wear it for very long because we have places now that you only put it on for going into the establishment if it is so required. So when you get back to your vehicle or whatever, you can safely put it in a pouch that you may have, a plastic bag or something, because you don't need to keep it on at that point in time. But of course, you need to make sure that it's clean and it's not just resting. People throw masks all over the place and don't realize that this is something that you are breathing into and throwing it all over. It picks up whatever germs, whatever it is, and you're going and put it right back on your face. So, you must be mindful of where you put things.
Right.
Yeah.
And nowadays people have sort of a craze with natural remedies for ailments and illnesses. As it relates to the influenza, are there natural remedies like herbal remedies that people can use in order to control or to
So what I would say to that, but before you had also asked me about the vulnerable populations. So
right? Yes, yes, I did.
touching on the vulnerable population, our vulnerable population is always the pregnant women. It's very important that they take care or get their vaccines. We have the elderly, the very young children, and anybody whose immune system is already compromised. So persons with cancer, persons with SLE, these persons, it is important that they protect themselves. So that is it in terms of our vulnerable population.
Right.
In terms of remedies, there are numerous remedies that persons give you out there, all the different herbs and the different poultice and bush and whatever.
Everybody's a
But
doctor.
yes, but my take on it is that simply because these signs and symptoms mask each other, and then we also have, remember, COVID is not eradicated totally. So we also have COVID in the mix that also has similar symptoms. I would suggest that in the initial stage, you seek out your healthcare provider and let them make the determination as to what exactly you are dealing with. and then you take it from there. Yes. In terms of the common cold, we know we have the normal Panadol multi-symptom that you take, and those things are okay. But you still need to be mindful whether or not these flu-like symptoms are persisting. Because remember, I told you that the influenza could go on for weeks on end. And in that time frame, it would be wreaking havoc with your system. So it is always better to be safe than sorry, where you seek out your healthcare provider in that initial phase and determine exactly what it is I have. And we know that right now we are in the height of or going into the height really of the flu season, which is why the ministry in their proactive measures have started that whole drive to get persons vaccinated, because come January, February, this is where it really takes off. And you see how early they have started to make sure that the population has access to our vaccines. And they started off with having a mass site where it was convenient for persons to go to, persons who are in and around the towns and so forth. But you also have it available. The vaccines are available at your local health centers where you can go and you can get yourself vaccinated. The flu vaccine or the influenza vaccine is a seasonal vaccine. It's yearly.
All right. And anything you would
In
like
terms of
to?
management.
Yes.
So, believe it or not, water. It might seem simple, but water is the key.
In terms
Persons,
of.
when they have the cold, when they have the flu, they need to keep themselves hydrated, because dehydration sets in and it can cause also a number of ills in terms of those headaches that we get. And if it is, we help you in terms of having the water. Water helps with your cells. Water helps to fight a number of things. So the more that you keep yourself hydrated by drinking fluids, it is important in terms of your recovery time. And you know the old adage where they tell you have some chicken soup?
Yeah.
Well, there is actually a science behind that whole chicken soup. And I know the vegetarians out there must be saying, huh, so then what happens to us who don't eat meat? Well, no, you can have your vegetarian soups as well.
And have
But
the
the
same
whole
effect as
key,
yeah, chicken soup.
yes, but the whole key of it is just having that nice little soup, a warm soup, because in terms of your healing process, you do not want to put strain on the system by having heavy meals. So that is really the key behind when they tell you when you have the flu, have a nice bowl of soup. Yes? And this can help. So you're avoiding that strain. And rest. Now, you tell persons to rest, but they rest and they are looking at the television, they are on the phone. We can't seem to put down our phones. You still have to be Googling, you have to be WhatsApping, you have to do so many things with this phone, even though you are not feeling well. That is not resting. Rest means you put all the gadgets away, you close your eyes, and you actually get some rest. And that will help with the headaches and all these things that are persisting. Yes, you get a good rest. So, your management, hydration, rest, and get vaccinated. It helps.
All right. And quick question. When someone is diagnosed with the influenza, right? How long do they actually stay as a contagious agent? If you understand what I'm trying to
Well,
ask.
yeah. Remember, we talk about how long that the vaccine can persist, even not vaccine, sorry, how long the symptoms or the aches and so on can persist even after they have taken a lot of treatment for the virus of itself. So that
Yes.
could go on for that whole 3 week period. So at least once they would have passed that milestone, and of course the symptoms are no longer there, the signs and symptoms are no longer there, then you can say, well, okay, this person has now, come into that safe zone.
Okay, got you. Once the symptoms have subsided, more or less.
Yes.
All right. And any information on prevention?
Prevention, well, I remember I spoke about the vaccine. It is one method. And for us as a population, it is all about the whole lifestyle. Keeping your immune system healthy is a lifestyle, how you call it, a lifestyle job, activity.
Right.
So it's not a one-off thing. It's not something that only because I'm now faced with the flu that I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. It's a case that you look at your nutrition, you look at exercise, you look at whether you need to have, depending on age group, if you're a more vulnerable population, do I need to have supplements in terms of my vitamins and so forth? So it is something where you tend to maintain your immune system in tip-top shape as much as is feasibly possible. And that way you can ward off any of these viruses that are coming, or even if attacked, then your system is strong enough to withstand what is coming. And that, as I mentioned again, the vaccine is what is going to also give you that added boost in terms of helping to ward off these viruses. Because remember, it's more than 200 whole viruses, and then you have different types of the influenza viruses. And these are things that are bombarding our system all the time. So your body has to work extremely hard. Therefore, you need to help it along by diet, rest, exercise, and a whole positive outlook on life.
You actually reminded me there of the adage, an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Yeah, an apple is good. Mhm.
Right. So any last words before we wrap up the interview? Anything you'd like to
Um,
leave Trinidad and Tobago with in terms of,
what I would leave with them is that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you are at the stages that you are at in your life, you can only find enjoyment in anything that you have to do in this life once you are experiencing good health. And therefore, if we don't take the time out to keep ourselves as healthy as we can, because I know sometimes persons are already afflicted with things and then they would figure, well, then how can I maintain healthy? But you can, because whatever you have, you then keep it from progressing to getting worse. So you keep yourself as healthy as possible, mind, body, soul, and you make an informed decision in terms of what then is being offered that can actually help you in terms of having that healthy immune system, as I mentioned. And the ministry goes all out to make sure that the vaccines are here and the vaccines are available, the vaccines are accessible for persons wanting to do so, and especially those who fall into the vulnerable categories. Because persons who already have problems such as asthma and all of that, when they contract the flu, it makes it worse for them. And therefore, it is important that they protect themselves. Each one, seek one, and protect.
all right. So, Ms. Elbon, we want to thank you for lending your time, your expertise, your knowledge, this morning on such a critical issue. We do hope that you enjoy the rest of your day and are successful in all of your future endeavors until we chat again in the future.
It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
All right, so take care until we meet up again. And,
Okay, bye.
and God bless.
Same to you.
All right.
This is the home of Kaizo, Soca, and Pan. The true home of our culture. WAC 90.1 FM.
Put your hand in the air and shake it. Jump as if you don't care, shake it.
Looking for real food with real flavor? Why not check out Caldero's Flavor at their new location at 2 to 8 Riverside Drive, Links, Suite Hotel, off Gulfview Lake Road, San Fernando. From curry crab and dumplings to callaloo oil down, bus of shot or pilau, soup and fish broth on Saturday, foil fish, jerk wings, burgers, you name it. Open Tuesdays to Saturdays. Breakfast, lunch,